So, yeah, this is my friend Miguel.
Hi.
So, just kind of introduce yourself, where you're from, a little bit of your background.
Yes, my name's Miguel, and I'm from the United States. I'm from Georgia, but right now I'm currently a student at the ARC, and I'm doing the Lieutenant School with Torben and everyone there. And I'm here in Florida at a Kickstart, and just see what God is doing. Excited to see what's next. So that's where I'm at right now.
Cool.
Yes.
And so Miguel has an extraordinary story about just his testimony is just amazing, and what God has done to redeem him, and also he's been working in him the last couple of years and giving him a vision about what's coming up. And I really wanted to get this on video to share with you because it's so important for people to know what to expect.
Yes. So we're going back to 2019 at the beginning of the year, around in January. Me and my brother, I have a brother that he's a year and a half younger. We decided we were going to seek the Lord in 2019. And my brother came up to me early that year, and he was like, "Hey, God told me that we should partial fast for the entire year." And I was like, "Well, so how does that work?" And he said, "Well, we'll just intermediate fast from we'll have like a window to eat from 6 in the morning or 5, whatever time we wake up to go to work, to 12 o'clock midday, and then we'll just eat during that small window, and then we'll wait for the next day, and we'll just do that all year." So I was like, okay, I'm down, let's do it, because we were really searching for the Lord, and we were just seeing God move within us, so we just wanted more. So we started that, and during that time God started speaking to me a lot through dreams, but the main thing was that he showed me at the beginning of the year was this vision that I had. And this was early in the year. I would say like January, might be February, but I can't recall, but it was like the first things that happened in 2019. And I remember that morning, it was already morning, and I was in bed, and my youngest boy, he came into the room, and he just jumped on the bed with me, and I was like, so I turned around the other way. As soon as I turned around, I just shut my eyes, and I came into this vision. And what I saw, what the Lord showed me, is I was standing there alongside the beach, and I looked across the ocean, and this boat, this huge ship, was coming toward land. And the best way to describe this ship was a 2-layered boat, but it was big. I don't know where to say boat or ship, because it was huge, and it was like 2 layers, and it was indestructible would be the best way to describe it. It was like a mighty ship that could not be stopped because it was coming with an intention. And I saw it coming and coming closer to shore, and I was just looking. It wasn't coming, I didn't see any threat or danger. It was just coming with a purpose and an intent. So it just came, and it hit the beach, and it just kept on going. Didn't reduce speed or anything. It just hit the beach, kept on going on land, and went right up on the beach. And then it hit these big skyscrapers that I didn't know at the time they were there. But when I looked back to my side and I looked up, I was like, whoa, there's some skyscrapers here, and they were like very, very, very big. And when I looked at the ship, I was just like, whoa, this thing is immense. Like, I thought it was smaller, but when I looked at it, I was like, this thing is huge. It was just huge. My head was like cocked all the way back, trying to see like the top of it, where the impact was happening. And so I was just standing there like in awe, like looking like, what is this? Why the impact? Why is this happening? I was just trying to process all this things that were happening, because it was happening so quick. Like, there was not time to think. Everything was happening so quick. So I'm trying to process everything that's happening. By the time I'm trying to process this, I noticed that the rubble and the aftermath of the big collision starts falling down, like pieces of stone and sand start falling around all around me, and I just see it, but it's small pieces. But very quickly it starts becoming bigger pieces of stone, and before I knew it, it's like big, huge chunks, of cement and all kind of stuff. So it's just falling all around me. By that time, I try to move out the way and grab my kids and run, but it's too late to run because everything happened just so fast. so I said, I can't go anywhere. So I just stand there and I'm just looking up, and then I turn over to my right hand side and look over my shoulder, and it's not only me, but the beach is full of people. And at that very moment, these people, I know these people are the same as me. I know they're believers. I know they believe in Jesus. I just knew they were all just like me, and they're all standing there, and they're all in the same situation, and rubble is falling all around them also, and they're all just staring up. And I'm still frightened. I'm like, yes, we're gonna get crushed. It's just a matter of time before we get crushed. Like, there's no way of escape from this. But then I turn around and I see my oldest boy, Ezekiel. He's standing in front of me, and he's my oldest boy. I have two sons, Ezekiel and Joel. And Ezekiel is standing there, and he has his hands up like this, and he's praying. And his hands, the best way to describe it is like there's like a light or just something that is connected from him all the way up to heaven. It's just like his prayer is just like going directly to God. And when I see that, I'm like, okay, I can relax, because if God's gonna hear his prayer, like, he's gonna hear his prayer before he hears mine, I think, because he's pure. He's an 8-year-old, like, he's more pure than I am, you know. So I relax, and I'm like, you know, if God's gonna listen to us, he's gonna listen to his prayer. So I'm a little bit more relaxed, but I'm still kind of waiting, but nothing's happening. We're not getting crushed, so I'm just like holding on to that. And at the same time that I'm thinking about this, then I hear the voice of God like come over my left shoulder, like through the wind. It just came and it swept across the beach. And I can't quote exactly what he said, but I know he prayed for us in intercession for our safety. Is the best way to describe it. His words, I can't quote them, but he just prayed for us, and his voice just came and just swept across the beach like the wind. It was here and it was here, and then it left, and I guess everybody was hearing it. You know, I heard it, but then it kept on going across the beach. And after that, I just snapped out of it, and I was like, what was that? So I jumped out of my bed, and I ran to this room that's like the next room over. It's pretty much an empty room, and I just used it for prayer. So I just ran to that prayer room, to my prayer room, and knelt down. I was like, God, what is this that you're showing me? What is this? Like, I know it's prophetic, but I don't understand it. I need to know. And God just gave it to me right there. He said, there's something coming to America. And this movement that is coming to America is big, and it's gonna sweep across the nation at a very, very fast pace. I just saw it right there when God was speaking. I saw it just sweep across America. And he says it's gonna sweep across America in such a fast pace, but also because it's gonna sweep in such a fast pace, it's gonna be something so huge, it's gonna be noticed by all. It's gonna be undeniable, it's gonna be noticed.
Wow.
And he said it's gonna go up and hit the high places. He said high places, and when he said high places, I was like, high places? He said yes, like it's gonna hit the government is gonna notice this, TV stations are gonna notice this, everyone is gonna notice this. And because everyone is gonna notice this and it's gonna hit those high places, he said automatically there's gonna be persecution, right? The persecution is also gonna come super quick.
Yes.
It's not gonna be a time to think about it, but before you know it, the persecution is gonna be upon you. It's not gonna be a time to think, but it's gonna be fast. But he said, don't fear, because I am with you. Wow. And and I received that morning.
Wow.
And I was just in awe. And I just jumped up, and then that morning my brother woke up and I said, hey, I have something. And I just told him what God had given me. And with that, you know, I didn't know anything else that was happening. I didn't know everything with TLR. I didn't know any other situation with Torben. I had no clue what was happening at that time.
And at the time that you had the dream, it was the time he was arriving.
Yes. Later on, months later, like 5 months later, I found out, because he posted a video of when he had came. And when he posted a video, I'm watching this video at work. I know I'm probably not supposed to be watching videos at work, but I'm watching this video at work, and I'm like, then things started making sense. I was like, whoa, this is the same time that I had that dream. So then at that very moment, it came together. I was like, that's the movement that God showed me that he's bringing to America. So at that moment, I knew that was something that I was going to see. And it was something that I could trust.
Exactly.
Because I always had doubts about different movements and stuff, because I just grew up in such a small church environment that everything else that was big and mega or bigger than usual, I kind of try to stay away
Yes.
from because I was like, I don't know. the
I
ins
know
and outs.
exactly what you mean.
But with that, it was just like a confirmation, and from there, I could go on and on about different things that God has been showing
Yeah.
as far as confirming. But that is just like the big vision that I had,
Yeah.
and everything wraps around that big vision.
Well, two things that I wanted to say about that was at the time Torben did show up.
Yes.
It was amazing because I showed up here too in Florida, and there was a cross that washed up on the beach. So I believe the way it happened was Torben came one weekend, the cross showed up the next weekend, and this humongous cross just washed up on the beach. I believe it was Fort Lauderdale. You can Google it and find it. And then I showed up the week after that, and then there was other people that I met in the following like weeks, month, and all of us had arrived here at the same time. And we all met each other, and it was just amazing how God was just bringing all of these people together in Florida.
Yes.
And we knew like God is moving. We didn't know what it was exactly and how it was all going to unfold, but we knew God was making a big move, like in the United States.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. And when you were telling me the story about the boat last night, you know,
Yes.
this big ship, I was like, wow, it's the Ark. It's the Ark.
Yes.
Right?
And I want to expand on that because
Yeah.
this is like also a very critical part. And I usually leave it out because that was later God revealed this to me.
Yes.
But it's part of the same
Yes.
the same vision.
Mhm.
Is that on this ship that was coming to America, there was a huge flag wrapped around the top part of it. It was a 2-layer boat. On the top part of it, there was a big flag wrapped around it, and it was all white, and it had a big A, the letter A, in the middle, and it was a red A. So there are people that know about football. Is the Alabama A for Roll Tide? That's their team. So that's what I saw, and I told my brother, I was just like, that is completely off.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know if that was just me or something, or that was just like fleshly or what that I saw, but because that doesn't make sense. Like to have that flag and that A on the boat makes no sense. Alabama, I can't relate to Alabama in any way because it represented the state of Alabama. It's an A. I had no clue. I was like, that don't make sense. And the months went by, January, February, March, April, May. I found out that Torben was here and it had came during that time, so that had confirmed the vision to a certain extent. But still, the A was mysterious. I still had it.
Yes.
And in October, I found out that he was gonna build a Jesus Center or the Ark in Carolina. He had purchased that place and he was gonna start that up. And he had asked for help to go help out, so I went to help out. And while I was helping out down there, I was asking the Lord. I was also seeking the Lord and said, Lord, I was still asking, like, do you want me to be here? Like, I was still kind of like questioning things. I was like, do you want me to be here? And this and that. So I was questioning things in prayer. And I remember one afternoon, Torben came up to me and he said, is there something that you want to share with the group tomorrow in the morning at the meeting? Because we would have small meetings in the morning. And I said, I'll let you know in the morning. I said, and he said, okay, just let me know. I said, okay. So I went to bed that afternoon, that night. But before I went to bed, I was in prayer. I said, God, is there something that you want to tell your people here? If there is, let me know. If there's not, I won't say anything because I don't want to speak anything that you're not there, like really, really speaking to me about, you know. And so I went to bed. I didn't receive anything. And I was thinking, like, you know, during the night, God is going to show me something because he speaks to me strongly, like a lot with dreams. I did not receive anything that night. So I woke up in the morning and I was in prayer again. I said, God, is there anything that you want to show me and that you want me to tell your people? I asked again. I was like, this is the last chance that I have because after this, I got to go to breakfast and then I'll see Torben. And then he'll ask, and if I don't have anything, that's it, right? So I'm in prayer, and I'm just praying, and then the Lord just gives it to me, just comes, and he says, do you remember the A that you saw on the boat in your vision? And I was just like, yes, I remember clearly. I don't understand, like, that part. I don't understand. And he said, you're in that boat right now.
Wow.
And I was just
you're
like,
in that boat.
Yes,
wow.
You're in that boat right now. You're in that Ark right now. And it's like, and that's when he said you're in that boat, I knew automatically that was the ark, the A for the ark, and it was the ship. He was describing like the movement, the ship. He was describing everything was there, but I didn't understand it for so many months. He said, "You're there, you're in that boat," and I was just like, whoa! It was just like mind blowing. And it was also mind blowing that it was right there in my face for months and months. Yet I had zero clue till that day. And then the Lord spoke to me, and He was like, "You're there. You're in that boat." He said, "I have brought you to witness and to be there from the beginning of this," because at that time we were fixing the place because it had a lot of work that had to be done to the place. So that was the very beginning of this whole thing. And He said, "I brought you from the very beginning. You're witnessing the beginning of this. You're going to be part of it." And He said, "And you're going to witness the end of it." And that was strong. That was strong to me. And I was just like, okay, Lord. And I just jumped out of bed so happy and rejoicing. And I went in that morning and I shared what God had given me. But I shared the vision. And I was able to share like, hey guys, we're in this.
Wow.
You know, we're part of it. So no matter what you think right now, you might be thinking why you're here, but God has bigger plans for you. So each and every one of you, I just want you to know that go out and be in confidence and receive strength and build yourself up for what God is going to do with each and every one of you, because it's like we're part of something big, you know. I don't know how many people understood at that moment, but I was talking like just with such confidence of what the Lord has shown me.
Wow.
And yeah, that was
Praise
amazing.
God. Praise God. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this vision with us. And I pray that it blesses very many people. Yes. Amen. Thank you, Lord.